Welcome back to Maxi's kitchen. It is take your daughter to work day. Here's my pup Kimchi. She says hello. Today we are making shrimp summer rolls, spring rolls. I think they're actually called summer rolls. No. Whatever they are, they're so delicious. It's my mom's recipe. And I know rice paper can be an ingredient that's a little finicky to work with, but I'm gonna give you all the secrets so that you can make these like a pro. Let's hop in. All right, folks, we've got a new run of show today. I know we don't typically start at the stove, but welcome to the stove. Starting off the video at the stove, because for this recipe, we first need to cook the shrimp. So here I have peeled and deveined shrimp. They have their tail on. You can take the tail on or off before or after cooking. I'm gonna take it off after because I forgot to take them off before. And we have our water boiling here. We wanna season our water generously with salt because as the shrimp cooks, it'll absorb some of that liquid and get seasoned from within. Now we're gonna add our shrimp. And you see how they already start turning beautiful in pink. I love seeing that transformation happen. I feel like I'm a kid and it's one of those things that changes color in the water. I don't know, toys like that. So these are just gonna simmer for honestly just like 1 to 2 minutes. And then we're gonna take them out. I'll be right back because I'm gonna prepare an ice bath. All right, so we're looking for the shrimp to look totally like white and opaque. It looks like they need a little bit more because I see they're like sort of translucent towards the middle, but they're almost done. Shrimp cook really fast. All right, those guys look good. Now what we are gonna do is we're gonna put our shrimp in an ice bath. I always do this when I boil shrimp, and that's because shrimp can overcook really easily and then they become really rubbery. So the ice bath will just stop the cooking process. Make sure that there's no like residual cooking that happens. There you go, easy peasy. Again, here I am not knowing which burner goes to which thing on my stove. I forget which is which, so I have to look. I'm down here looking. While I have you here at the stove, I wanted to show you how to make the homemade peanut sauce. Really simple, very few ingredients. So we're gonna start by putting some neutral oil in a little pot or pan. Then we're gonna add some garlic. So now just kind of stir fry the garlic until it's fragrant. This should only take like a minute. And you don't want to burn garlic. I think I said that in the last video too, but garlic can turn a little bitter, so always try not to burn your garlic. Okay, now that that garlic is fragrant and it smells delicious, we're gonna add some water, as well as some hoisin sauce. And hoisin sauce has kind of a sweetness, some umami rich notes. If you've never had it, it's delicious. And then finally, we're gonna add the star ingredient, some creamy peanut butter. So now we are gonna whisk this together. And people ask me, they're like, oh my gosh, are you worried using a metal whisk on like an enameled cast iron? And I'm not, because my mom always uses one on these with the like Le Creuset and other pots, and nothing bad ever happens. But if you wanna be extra careful, you can get like a silicone coated whisk. So we just mix this together. You'll see how it kind of thickens up, and now it's bubbling. We can go ahead and turn off the heat, and it'll continue to thicken up as it cools, which is another reason why it's good to do this at the beginning. We don't need like boiling hot sauce with these rolls, so now it can just kind of cool and it'll be perfect once we're ready. And I should mention, if it ever gets too thick, or you know, once it cools, it seems too thick, you can always mix in a little bit more water. You are in control. Remember that you are in control. No stress, we can always make it perfect. Alrighty folks, welcome to the countertop. I apologize for the pile of dishes in the sink that you might be able to see. I'm just not a clean up as you go gal. I'm dealing with the cameras. I'm doing a lot, okay? So now what we're gonna do is we are gonna prep our veggies that are gonna go in our delicious summer rolls. So let's start with the cucumber. So what you wanna do is slice it at an angle, tear it down. Slice it at an angle into like thin sheets, like you're seeing me do here. Half a cucumber should be enough. And then we're gonna make a couple piles. Okay, so we've got sheets of cucumbers, they're piled up. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna slice them into little strips. So pile them up, slice them into little strips. Easy, easy, easy. And somebody on Instagram was like, can you do a knife skills video? Let me know if that would be helpful, because I can't tell if it would be boring or helpful. And don't worry about getting this stuff perfect, because guess what? It's gonna be delicious no matter what. Doesn't need to be like perfect little strips or anything. We're gonna do the same technique with the carrot, so I'm just cutting off the end. Oh, let's try it. It's safe to eat. Now we're gonna cut the carrot into sheets, and then just like we did with the cuke, pile them up. You can kind of use the side of your knife to get them organized on top of each other, and then slice into strips. And I should say this recipe is super customizable. The traditional summer roll actually does have vermicelli noodles in it. And I actually looked up, was it vermicelli or vermicelli? A lot of people say it's vermicelli. Vietnamese people say it's vermicelli. And I feel like they're the ones who know because this is a Vietnamese dish.
I say vermicelli, but people always get mad at us and say vermicelli. Vermicelli. We're Vietnamese. It's vermicelli. Yeah.
So I'm going with vermicelli, which is what I always thought it was. Anyways, I'm not using vermicelli because my mom and I, we do it with bean sprouts just to make it a little bit lighter, crunchier, healthier, but it's still healthy and delicious with the vermicelli. So, you know, if you want to add it, definitely do it. It's delicious. I always nibble a little bit while I work. Now we're going to do the scallions. So cut off the white tips, discard those. And then I usually just like to break up the thick stalk by running my knife like along it, and then we'll just cut this into strips. Perfect. And then avocado. Avocado adds a good creaminess, so I definitely like it, especially if you're not using the vermicelli noodles. Now I'm getting myself confused. Vermicelli. If you're not using the vermicelli noodles, I like the avocado because it adds another element that's like a little bit richer in a way, so that it's not like, I don't know, things that are too healthy aren't good. So it's got to be balanced. So I just get it out of the shell and then slice it in little pieces. So I once cut my hand. I went to the ER. I was cleaning a knife and it giving me the chills. And they said the most common hand injury is people getting the pit out of avocado doing this because they hold it in their hand. So I like kind of am afraid to even do what I just did, but I've been doing that lately. But I keep it on the cutting board instead of like, don't ever do it that into your hand. My brother does it and it scares me. I thought I cut myself getting the pit off. Okay, maybe we just forget the whole pit thing. Don't do that at home, folks. I don't want anyone to get hurt. Okay, so now let's take the tails off our shrimp. So on the inside, there's kind of like a lip that you can just grab onto, and then I kind of push on the very bottom, pull it off. Easy. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut the shrimp into 2 flatter pieces. So lay the shrimp down, and then you're just gonna use, actually, hold on. I think a paring knife is easier for this. I use a smaller knife, just cut through the shrimp, and then you're gonna create 2 flatter pieces. So ready? It's gonna be like identical twins seeing each other in the mirror. Nice to meet you. Now there's 2 flatter, thinner pieces. Okay, does anyone know what this is? Damp paper towels. What we're gonna do is we're gonna lay out the damp paper towels on the cutting board, and this is gonna prevent the rice paper from sticking on the board, okay? So that's my first pro tip when working with rice paper. Here we have our spring roll skin, is what this package is calling it. This is our rice paper. People are like, what brand works what? This brand is good. I got this at just like my local Albertsons in the Asian section. 3 Ladies is a really good brand, but they don't have one at the regular store. But honestly, any rice paper that you get is gonna be fine. We also have bean sprouts. We've got basil, we've got mint, romaine lettuce, and then we've got the stuff that we prepped together. So the shrimp, scallions, avocado, cucumber, and carrot, okay? And if you're looking at this and you're like, oh my gosh, that's such an intimidating amount of things to buy, make it your own, pare it down. It's gonna be delicious no matter what. Cooking is supposed to be fun, not stressful. So whatever you have to do to make it not stressful for yourself, just do that. So what we're gonna do is we are going to take a rice paper. I have some warm water right here, just like lukewarm, not super hot or anything. Let's get the timer started, 15 seconds. What we're gonna do is we are going to rotate the rice paper in the water. It'll start feeling a little bit more loose, but it's still, see how it's still kind of tough? You're not soaking it in the water until it's like completely soft. So it's still kind of tough, but see, it's a little bit floppier than it was before. Perfect. Go ahead and put the rice paper down on your paper towel. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna first grab a piece of lettuce. We wanna have space on both sides of the rice paper so that we can fold the edge in and then roll it like a burrito. So break the lettuce as small as you need so that you're gonna have space to fold over. And then what I also do is like, if this like rib in the center, I just kind of like press down so that the lettuce lies flat and there's not just like that big thick rib in the center. So we're gonna put the lettuce about 2/3 of the way down. We're gonna act like that's like a little cradle for the beautiful babies, which are gonna be all the other veggies. Really in any order that you want. We're gonna put in a little bit of everything. So some bean sprouts, let's put some basil and some mint. That'll give some really nice fresh flavor to the rolls. You don't want to add too many carrots because they're, you know, they're a little thick, so we don't, well, actually you do you. You could. Who am I to say? Let's add a scallion. Let's add a piece of avocado for sure. Cucumber. Gorgeous. So now we've got our little cradle of veggies. Perfect. We're gonna start rolling, and wouldn't you see that? Look, now the rice paper is soft, okay? And even if it's not completely soft at this point, it'll still work. You'll be fine, okay? So it's better just to not over soak it here, and it'll continue to soften as you work. And I think you're saying like, oh no, Maxine, you forgot something. I didn't, okay? We're gonna put the shrimp facing out. So this gorgeous pink side is facing out. So now we can just line those up, okay? You wanna get ones that face the same way, same direction. Line those up, very pretty. Now we're gonna fold the sides in, and then we're gonna fold up. So it's super easy. And oh my gosh, look how gorgeous. Ta-da! Take your photos now. Photos, take your pictures. It takes a little bit of practice on the rolling front, so don't give yourself a hard time if the first one doesn't turn out perfect, but you're gonna get the hang of it because it's simple and you got it. And a pretty way to serve these is to line the bottom with some lettuce and then just put your rice paper roll on top. I do recommend making them close to the time that you're gonna eat them, because if you put the rice paper in the fridge, it gets hard and it's not as delicious as it is here where it's like chewy and yummy. You can cover them with a damp paper towel though if you want them to just stay moist and delicious before you start eating them. All right, can I get a drum roll, please? About to reveal the beautiful spring rolls or summer rolls. What are we calling them? I don't know. But they're so pretty and easy to make, and they're light and fresh and healthy and delicious. So now I'm looking at the sauce, and because I let it sit in this pot, it thickened up quite a bit and it looks a little thick for me. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of water, probably just like 2 tablespoons of water. And then I'm just going to whisk that in. So now let's add it to the sauce. Peanut sauce, gorgeous. And I was gonna shield you from this, but I figured, why not give you a behind the scenes look? The only peanuts I have are from a trail mix jar, so I'm just gonna take a few of those, chop them up, and then sprinkle them on top. Okay, and now for the moment we've all been waiting for, the taste test. They're crispy, they're refreshing, they're fresh. The little rice paper like chewiness is just so good, and the sauce is perfect. I'm so excited for you to make these. Like and subscribe. I hope you loved the video. Let me know what you would want to see next. Let me know if you have any requests. Thank you so much for watching the whole thing. If you made it this far, you know I appreciate you, and I'm sending you so much love. Have a great rest of your day. Mwah.